Hey everybody, it's Never, and today I'm going to show you something. A lot of you probably already know about this, but this is more of a just in case you missed it. A couple of new things. Blizzard's talking about stuff they're going to do next year. One of them is there's a legendary follower that's coming into the legendary quest line. So if you haven't gotten the legendary quest line, go talk to Khadgar and get yourself going on that. You got to do some heroics, so it's really good practice for more important stuff. Better flight path routing is coming, so we don't have any of that nonsense where you go like halfway across the continent and then halfway back to get to some place that you can see from where you're taking your flight path. So that's great. The Heirloom Tab is coming. I still think we need a tabard tab, but Heirloom Tab is great, so that those of you who like play a bazillion alts can just do your heirlooms all easy mode. Blood Elf models are coming, and they're fixing some of the other models that people don't like a little bit, like the Night Elf run. Apparently people hate it, so they're fixing that. Blackrock Foundry opens in February. That's the next raid. And they're doing something with Twitter where you can send tweets about stuff in games. I don't care about that very much, but I'll probably be using it if people want to see stuff on Twitter. So if you want to see things on Twitter, please leave a comment letting me know. The other thing they're doing is they are doing tradable game time tokens that you can sell to other players for gold. This is basically the same thing EVE Online and WildStar does. Now, before anyone gets in a hissy fit, this does not mean that it's pay to win. Quite the contrary. This does two things. Number one, it allows people to buy gold safely instead of buying gold unsafely. Number two, it removes gold from the economy, thereby balancing it. Now let me explain how that works, because some people are freaking out right now saying it doesn't actually remove gold from the economy. Well, guess what it does? Because here's what happens. Somebody pays Blizzard real money for a game time token. They sell that to some dude for the gold that that person has. No new gold is brought into the economy. So you're not netting any increase in gold at all. It just means gold changes hands. When gold changes hands like that, it's almost always for a specific reason. These are not people who are playing the auction house and making crazy amounts of gold just to have it. These are people who are playing or who are doing this to get gold for a reason. It's usually to buy something. And whenever you buy something with gold, that gold, unless you're paying it to another player, but often this is to buy things from NPCs, that gold leaves the economy. This is a very healthy thing. It will not lead to any undesirable stuff like pay to win or anything like that. It also means that those of you who are good at making gold can end up essentially playing the game for free if you make more gold than you need. It'll depend on what the going rate for a lot of this stuff ends up being, but I think it's really good. It's a positive thing, and other games that have done it, it's worked really well for them. So good on Blizzard for giving people an alternative way to pay for their playtime. The other thing I want to talk about is, so you remember this nonsense, flying in Draenor the hard way with engineering items that you can use to get up places really high? Because we're almost going to make it out of this oh, see, there's the problem with that. Well, there's another way around it. If you get yourself a tavern, and make sure you get a tavern and level it up as quick as you can, or in whichever it is for your faction, you'll get a quest to go to Skyreach and pick up a feather. You really want to do this because it gives you this item right here. Aviana's Feather. It's the new flying in Draenor, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works right now. Most of you know about this, but in case you didn't, it is wonderful. It launches you in the air, gives you some wings, and you're moving fast. That's like almost epic flying mount speed right there. And you can fly wherever you want. You can turn it and point it. You can't go higher or anything, and it takes a while to come down. Like, you've got to like do the whole circle around thing to come down, or just declick the debuff and hope you don't die from falling. But I mean, I've wasted most of my momentum, and I can still make a pretty good distance. I mean, I could go all the way across Frostfire Ridge on one use of this item. It is a 10-minute cooldown, but the cooldown starts as soon as you use it. So by the time the buff wears off, you only have 8 minutes left on the cooldown. Typically, I find it takes me about a minute to land wherever I'm going to go. And so you saw in that really awful flight, I made it from here all the way up to here. I gotta go get this thing. So that's the new way to fly in Draenor. It's really great. So go get your inn or tavern in your garrison and watch out for that that quest to go get the feather. It's a feather in Skyreach, and then go do that, and you'll get this item. It's absolutely wonderful. Another really good one is this crystal, Aurelius's Whispering Crystal. Basically, all your stats increase by 200 for an hour. It's a flask in a crystal. 15-minute cooldown. If you're cheap like me, and you actually do the math and realize that the difference between this and a real flask is so minor that it doesn't matter. It's like the enchants here. Okay, there's enchants that go on rings. So there is Gift of Mastery, which is 50. And there is Breath of Mastery, which is 30. Guess what? The actual difference in DPS output between those two is like less than 0.1%. It's nothing. For tanks or healers, it might matter a little more depending on how good that primary stat is to them, but it's marginal at best. Do not stress out. Unless your guild is on that page of MMO Champion that says, here's the top guilds in the whole universe, you probably don't need to care about it. The only enchants that I recommend that you really break the bank for, your weapon enchant is a good one, but even then, for anyone who's not a healer, the Mark of the... is it Mark of the Shattered Hand? That's the cheap one. Mark of the Bleeding Hollow is a good one. Mark of the Shattered Hand. It just does damage. It's wonderful. That is usually good enough for most people. If you don't know whether this is good enough for you, it's good enough for you. Because you're not doing anything that matters enough for it to not be good enough. But the one you really want to splurge on is the Gift of Mastery, or Gift of whatever for your cloak, because that gives you the run speed increase, and it's a big deal. I'm going to take my cloak off just so I can demonstrate to you the difference in this run speed increase. So I've got to throw something away first. This Faded Note. Goodbye, Faded Note. Okay. So, normal speed, 100%. That's how fast a bear moves with that, like that. Watch when I put the cloak on. A noticeable increase in speed. This is very useful for getting out of the fire, chasing ads, and it even counts when I'm mounted. Get the expensive cloak enchant, but that's really the only one you need to get the expensive one of, unless you already know you need the expensive one for everything, and in that case, then you don't need me telling you what you're going to do. So that's what's going on right now. That's some of the latest stuff. Oh, also one more thing. I'm not going to show you this because it's just so quick to say. You do not actually need to go all the way into Orgrimmar, or I think it's Stormwind, to get the quest to go kill the Grinch during Christmas. You can just get a couple of alts and park them over by the Grinch, because you can get the daily there. And so I've been making the trip for nothing. So yeah, just park your alts there, get the daily when you arrive there, and hooray. If you've already gotten the new item, the Scroll of Storytelling, which makes your screen into an old school photograph, which is really cool and kind of hard to read, because now look, I'm in Tanaris. If you already have that, pretty much anything else you want is bind on account or sellable. You really just want the BOE weapon, don't you? So you can sell it to all those poor rogues. So just park some alts there, and they can be like low level, and you just go turn that quest in, and you can turn it in and whatever right there. Maybe you need to go back to the goblin to turn it in. Now I'm not sure, and I'm going to need to go check it out. So anyway, this is the spot. Apparently that snowman can give you the quest, but I think I already did it today. It's kind of a blur because we went somewhere today and I lost track of time. Can't remember if I did my dailies or not. So maybe he gives you the quest, maybe he doesn't. I don't really remember. But he's there. He's probably not there for some other reason, so I bet that snowman can give you the quest. Anyway, so there's that. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Leave a comment, and let me know what other stuff you'd like to see. If you want more philosophical discussions, or if you want more pet battles, or what it is, because there's all kinds of stuff to do, and I want to make sure everybody's enjoying stuff and that we don't get stuck in a rut doing one thing too much. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. Okay, thanks, bye.